Peace is love.
On the lifelong road, it seems we know each curve, following its code with every tingling nerve. And we know the way and it takes us there. We're looking for the lane that takes us up the highway, untrodden ground. And we all got an inner flame we sacrifice to that road, to the way that says who we are. Take a map, the plans and rules of sacrifice, screw them up. It's time to steer by the stars. Time to steer by the stars. New horizons shine in all directions, guys. So do we push for time or headed for the wild? And we argue then whether north or south, or when to find the gold at the end of the rainbow, while the colors pass us by. And we all got an inner flame we sacrifice to that road, to the way that says who we are. Take the map, the plans and rules of sacrifice, screw them up. It's time to steer by the stars. It's time to steer by the stars. And I know, got an inner flame of sacrifice to that road, to the way that says who we are. Keep the flame alive. We gotta steer by the stars. A bright night light, keep it burning. It's burning bright. And we all got an inner flame we sacrifice. Flame we sacrifice to the way that says who we are. To the way that says who we are. The plans and rules of sacrifice, screw them up. It's time to steer by the stars. And we all got an inner flame we sacrifice to that road, to the way that says who we are. Keep the flame, take the maps, the plans and rules of sacrifice, keep it burning, screw them up. It's time to steer by the stars. Drive at night in the slow lane, rabbit in the headlights. Run away, run away. it's too late to run away, run away.
There's a weariness comes with foreboding as we stand on the edge of the knife. And the moment you know where you're going is the moment you enter the strife. In the valley we long for decision. On the mountain we reel from the height, and the words are not clear in our hearing, so the vision's unclear in our sight. So here am I, another voice among the host who follow on. And who am I but just a pilgrim on the road to find a dream? There's a faint glow of red on the horizon, and a roaring of waves on the sea. Well, the question that looms there before us be an answer in my time to be. So here am I, another voice among the host who follow on. And who am I but just a pilgrim on the road to find a dream?
music, forget the day, and dream of a girl I used to know. I close my eyes and she slipped away. She slipped away.
the silent sun that never shines. She is the warmth of my lonely heart, the motion of a turning wheel. Can't you stop it and look around? A tiny stone that hides from me. Can't you see that I'm just outside? A mountain stream that chews the sea. Can't you feel in your useless pride? Baby, you feel so close. I wish you could see my love. Baby, you've changed my life. I'm trying to show you. When night reveals a star-filled sky, I want to hold it in my hands. When snowflakes heal the ugly ground, your beauty hides the joy I've found. Baby, you feel so close. I wish you could see my love. Baby, you've changed my life. I'm trying to show you. Baby, you feel so close. I wish you could see my love. Baby, you've changed my life. I'm trying to show you. I'm trying to show you. Walking across the sitting room, I turn the television off. Sitting beside you, I look into your eyes. As the sound of motor cars fades in the night time, I swear I saw your face change. It didn't seem quite right, and it's hello, babe, with your guardian eyes so blue. Hey, my baby, don't you know our love is true? Citizens of hope and glory, time goes by, it's the time of your life. Easy now, sit you down, chewing through your wimpy dreams. They eat without a sound, selling England by the pound. Paper late, hide a voice in the crowd. Paper late, cried the voice in the crowd. And the lamb lies down. And the lamb lies down. There is lamb's wool under my naked feet. The wool is soft and warm, gives off some kind of heat. The salamander scurries into flame to be destroyed. Imaginary creatures, a trapped in birth on celluloid. The fleas cling to the golden fleece, hoping they'll find peace. Each thought and gesture, a cord in celluloid. There's no hiding in my memory. There's no room to avoid. The crawlers covered the floor in a red ochre corridor. For my second sight of people, they're more lifeblood than before. They're moving in time to a heavy wooden door, where the needle's eye is winking, closing on the paw. The carpet crawlers heed their callers. We gotta get in to get out. We gotta get in to get out. We gotta get in to get out. There's only one direction in the faces that I see. It is upward to the ceiling, where the chamber's said to be. Like the forest fight the sunlight that takes root in every tree. They are pulled up by a magnet, believing they are free. The carpet crawlers heed their callers. We gotta get in to get out. We gotta get in to get out. We gotta get in to get out. My man is Superman, are held in kryptonite, and the wise and foolish virgins giggle with their bodies glowing bright. Through the dark, a harvest feast is lit by candlelight. It's the bottom of the staircase, spirals out of sight. The carpet crawlers heed their callers. We gotta get in to get out. We gotta get in to get out. The carpet crawlers heed their callers. We gotta get in to get out. We gotta
comfort and a friend. Help to pick up the pieces, put them back together again. Time is supposed to heal a wounded heart. When everything's been broken, oh, but torn apart. If time is gonna heal me, it'd be a hard time to get me over you. If time is gonna heal me, it'd be a long time to get me through. If time is gonna heal me, it'd be every time and all the time. Help me try to find a way for me and you to turn back time. Time is supposed to help, lend a helping hand when the days are dark and empty, and all you see is the end. Time is supposed to come and give a little faith to look beyond the scars and feel the healing grace. If time is gonna heal me, it'd be a hard time to get me over you. If time is gonna heal me, it'd be a long time to get me through. Help me try to find a way for me and you to turn back time. If time is gonna heal me, it'd be a hard time to get me over you. If time is gonna heal me, it'd be a long time to get me through. If time is gonna heal me, it'd be all the time and every time. It should help me try to find a way for me and you to turn back time.
Sleep, little man, rest now while you can, 'cause tomorrow the days turn colder. Far from my alone, walking on my own, yet it feels like I'm almost there. Scared of my dreams, at least that's how it seems, and I can't keep myself from crying. Dark as the sky, memories rolling by, and I think lying in my bed, I just need to clear my head. Open up my eyes and set them free. On my own, I cannot escape them. They always find a way back to my dreams. Every time I am getting closer, I can never find some peace of mind. Fear in my eyes, devil in disguise. See the distance between us growing, but in spite of it all, I still hear her call, and I try to remember why. Lying in my bed, I just need to clear my head. Open up my eyes and set them free. On my own, I cannot escape them. They always find a way back to my dreams. Every time I am getting closer, I can never find some peace of mind.
Thinking about you, thinking of things that we would do, all that which comes in between. Thinking of times we had, thinking of things we never said, thinking
Sometimes I wonder why I'm here. Thoughts I can bear, feelings I can share. Let the fire go out, I'm home. On my own, I cannot escape them. They always find a way back to my dreams. Every time I am getting closer, I can never find some peace of mind.
Listen very carefully, my words are about to unfold. Concerning the lady I've seen, but I never can hold. I can see by your smile, take a long while. The words that come through, I see that they're true. For she reminds me of you. Don't misunderstand me, it's not always easy to say. The words in your head and your heart that you just can't explain. I can see clearly your face in the sky, moon's in your eye, you're passing me by. Well, tell me the reason why. see clearly, your face in the sky, the moon's in your eye, you're passing me by.
Saw you on a sunbeam in the middle of my daydream. Oh, my lady fantasy, I love you.
The Mud Shark Dancing Lesson.
We're gonna do a little dance, do a little thing called the Mud Shark. Now this dance started up in Seattle.
Let me tell you the story about the Mud Shark. Bring the band on down behind me, boys. The origins of the Mud Shark are as follows. There's a motel in Seattle, Washington, called the Edgewater Inn. The Edgewater Inn is built out on a pier, so that means that when you look out your window, you don't see any dirt. It's got a bay or something out in your backyard. And to make it even more interesting, in the lobby of the aforementioned motel, there's a bait and tackle shop where the residents can go down and whenever they want to rent a fishing pole and some preserved minnows and schlep back up to their rooms, open the window, stick their little pole outside, and within a few minutes actually catch a fish of some sort that they can bring into their motel room and do whatever they want with it. You know what I mean? Now in this bay, there's quite a variety of fish. Not only do they have mud sharks up there, they got little octopuses that you can catch. And all of these denizens of the deep can come in real handy. Let's say you were a traveling rock and roll band called the Vanilla Fudge. Let's say one night you checked into the Edgewater Inn with an 8mm movie camera, enough money to rent a pole, and just to make it more interesting, a succulent young lady with a taste for the bizarre. My mind drifts back to a meeting, a chance meeting in the Chicago O'Hare Airport where the members of the Vanilla Fudge told Don Preston about a home movie they made at the Edgewater Inn with a mud shark. And I'm gonna tell you, this dance, the mud shark, is sweeping the ocean. Now show them what they do with the mud shark. You go out. Show them what they do with the mud shark. You do the mud shark, baby. Hey. You go out. Catch the mud shark. So far out. Do the mud shark, baby. Hey. You go out. So far out. Do the mud shark, baby. To the mud shark, baby. Out, you go out, so far out. To the mud shark, baby. Out, you go out, so far out. To the mud shark, baby. Out, you go out, so far out. To the mud shark, baby.
Turn the world around, searching within us to find a new sound. We climb high up to the sky. We don't wait and see. It's not a lie that we try to find the key. Right, this is Opus. You and I, flying high. We come high. You and I. Once in a while, we should try flying high. Ooh, yeah.
Ihr habt sicher alle den Falk erkannt. Der hat für uns den Bass gespielt.
Heidi, Heidi, Heidi,